Do you believe that the key to building strong, healthy muscles and maintaining strength after the age of 60 doesn't lie in expensive supplements or complicated meal plans? The truth is, a simple solution has quietly been sitting right there in your kitchen, and it costs less than $2. It's not a trendy superfood from abroad or some overpriced miracle formula, but rather a familiar, humble, and often overlooked ingredient: beans. For decades, we've been told that to build muscle, we need to consume lots of meat, eggs, or protein powders. But modern science is painting a completely different picture. It turns out that what you've long believed about protein, from its sources, quality, to effectiveness, may no longer be true for people over 60. As the body ages, the way it absorbs and utilizes protein also changes. And plant-based foods, especially beans, are emerging as a more optimal solution than ever before. Not only are beans high in protein, but many types such as soybeans, lentils, and black beans also provide essential nutrients like fiber, magnesium, folate, and antioxidants. That's why more and more studies now show that older adults can absolutely build and maintain healthy muscle mass with simple bean-based meals, without relying on animal protein or expensive nutritional supplements. Imagine being able to boost your health, regain youthful energy, and improve your muscle strength, all without spending hundreds of dollars a month on costly supplements or functional health products. In this video, you're going to discover a solution that is incredibly simple, widely accessible, and extremely affordable. Beans, a common food with an impressive nutritional profile. Beans aren't just inexpensive, with dry beans costing only about $1 to $2 per pound. They also deliver generous amounts of protein, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that are essential for those over 60. When prepared and consumed properly, beans can fully replace expensive protein sources like meat or whey protein powder. They help you build muscle, reduce inflammation, support digestion, and maintain your independence as you age. This isn't just a promise for better health. It's also a smart financial solution for anyone living on a limited budget but still wanting to stay strong, vibrant, and full of life every day. For many years, the common belief was that building muscle effectively, especially after 60, required high-end protein sources like lean meat, eggs, or premium protein powders. However, the latest scientific research is turning that traditional thinking completely upside down. There is a growing body of evidence showing that beans, a humble and familiar food, can help older adults build and maintain muscle mass as effectively as animal protein and specialized supplements. Clinical trials have demonstrated that when seniors consume adequate amounts of protein from beans daily, combined with light physical activity, their muscle mass can significantly increase, both in quantity and in quality. This doesn't just open up a new direction for elderly nutrition. It also offers hope to millions of people living on fixed incomes. By utilizing plant-based protein from beans, those over 60 can take proactive control of their muscle health without depending on expensive foods or processed supplements. When it comes to building and preserving muscle after 60, most of us still cling to a belief that's been passed down for decades. That muscle requires large amounts of meat, eggs, dairy, or pricey whey protein powders. However, the latest research in nutrition is completely changing that perspective, especially for older individuals. The crucial point isn't about where the protein comes from, but rather how the aging body absorbs and utilizes it. As we grow older, the body's ability to synthesize protein becomes less efficient. That means even if you consume the same amount of protein as you did in your youth, the results may fall short unless you choose the right type and consume it the right way. One of the unsung heroes in the world of protein is beans. You don't need to look far. Soybeans are the perfect example. Just 1 cup of cooked soybeans delivers 31 grams of complete protein, even surpassing the protein content in a 4-ounce chicken breast, often praised as the gold standard for muscle-building foods. Soybeans are the only bean that contains all 9 essential amino acids in balanced proportions, something very few plant-based protein sources can offer. But soy isn't the only option. Other legumes like lentils, with about 18 grams of protein per cup, and black beans, kidney beans, and chickpeas, each providing between 14–16 grams per cup, also play a vital role in a high-protein, plant-based meal plan. These beans come packed not only with protein, but also with important nutrients like fiber, iron, magnesium, and potent antioxidants. A common misconception is that plant-based proteins are incomplete because they don't contain all the essential amino acids. While this is technically true for individual plants, the reality is far more nuanced. For example, beans are slightly lower in methionine, an essential amino acid, but they are rich in lysine. On the other hand, grains like rice are high in methionine but lower in lysine. When you combine beans with grains, like in the classic rice and beans meal, they complement each other perfectly, creating a complete amino acid profile comparable to that of meat or fish. This isn't a new discovery. In fact, many traditional cuisines around the world have embraced this nutritional synergy for thousands of years. Think of rice and beans in Latin America, lentils and rice in India, or hummus paired with whole wheat pita bread in the Middle East. These combinations didn't happen by accident. They're cultural wisdom grounded in nutritional harmony, offering full protein profiles that nourish muscle and support health. Beans are not only a rich source of protein, they are also a kind of natural multivitamin that you can eat every day. Just 1 cup of cooked beans can provide up to 15 grams of fiber, which supports digestion and nourishes your gut microbiome, a factor that has been scientifically shown to have a direct connection to muscle health through the gut-muscle axis. In addition, beans are high in magnesium, a mineral that plays a key role in muscle contraction and protein synthesis. They're also rich in B vitamins, especially folate, which helps metabolize amino acids more efficiently, a particularly important benefit for older adults, whose metabolic efficiency often declines with age. We can't forget to mention the antioxidants found in beans, such as anthocyanins, compounds that fight inflammation, protect muscles from oxidative stress, and support recovery after physical activity. In fact, dark-colored beans like black beans and kidney beans contain very high levels of anthocyanins, comparable to antioxidant-rich fruits like blueberries or pomegranates. However, one concern that prevents many people from regularly consuming beans is digestibility. It's true that plant-based proteins are digested slightly more slowly than animal-based ones. But the good news is that this can be easily addressed through simple cooking techniques. For example, soaking beans overnight with a small amount of baking soda helps eliminate most of the gas-producing compounds. When combined with pressure cooking, you can reduce up to 90% of digestion inhibitors, such as phytates and oligosaccharides, the main culprits behind bloating and gastrointestinal discomfort. Moreover, proper preparation also enhances nutrient absorption. When beans are thoroughly cooked or sprouted, they become easier to digest and allow your body to absorb more important minerals, such as iron and zinc, 2 critical elements for transporting oxygen and repairing muscle tissue. Sarcopenia, the silent threat that weakens the body after age 50. After the age of 50, the human body enters a natural but challenging biological phase, the gradual loss of muscle mass, also known as sarcopenia. According to research, middle-aged adults may lose between 0.5% and 1.2% of their muscle mass each year, and the rate of loss increases if there's no proper nutritional or physical intervention. This process doesn't just weaken the physique, it can seriously impair mobility, balance, and independence in daily life. Imagine this. Each pound of lost muscle makes climbing stairs more difficult, standing up from a chair more strenuous, and even simple movements more taxing. Muscle loss is not just a cosmetic issue, it poses serious risks, including falls, fractures, loss of self-care ability, and even an increased risk of early death. That's why modern health experts now consider maintaining muscle mass to be one of the most important pillars of healthy aging. Anabolic resistance, the invisible barrier to building muscle in older adults. One major reason why maintaining muscle becomes more difficult as we age is due to a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. This refers to the body's reduced sensitivity to the muscle-building signals from protein. In other words, the same amount of protein that allows a younger person to build muscle efficiently may not have the same effect in someone over 60. Specifically, while a 30-year-old can effectively stimulate muscle protein synthesis with just 20 grams of high-quality protein per meal, someone over 60 typically needs 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal to overcome this anabolic resistance. Additionally, an important amino acid called leucine acts as a trigger for muscle protein synthesis. While younger adults may only need 1 gram of leucine per meal, older adults require 2 to 2.5 grams to produce a similar response. This is precisely why simply eating enough protein is no longer sufficient. We must now pay attention to the right quantity, the right type, and the right timing in order to optimize muscle building potential with age. Beans, a simple solution for meeting protein needs in older adults. Hearing that 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal is needed might make some people think this goal is expensive or difficult to reach, especially if relying solely on lean meats, salmon, eggs, or whey protein. But here's the surprising truth. Beans, a simple, affordable, and widely available food, can fully meet this requirement when used wisely. For example, a person weighing 70 kilograms, about 154 pounds, needs approximately 84 to 112 grams of protein per day to maintain and develop optimal muscle mass. This goal is entirely achievable when beans are used as the foundation of daily meals. Let's look at the numbers. 1 cup of cooked soybeans provides around 31 grams of complete protein. Lentils supply about 18 grams of protein per cup. Black beans, kidney beans, and chickpeas offer between 14 to 16 grams per cup. If you structure your day with 3 main meals, each containing 25 to 35 grams of protein, using a combination of beans and whole grains like brown rice, oats, or quinoa, you'll not only hit your protein targets, but also gain additional benefits. These include fiber, magnesium, iron, and antioxidants, all critical nutrients that support muscle recovery and protection as we age. Protein timing becomes more important after age 60. It's not just the amount of protein that matters. The timing of when you eat it plays a crucial role in muscle building, especially in older adults. In younger individuals, the peak in muscle protein synthesis typically occurs within 1 to 2 hours after eating. However, for older adults, this process slows down and extends to a window of 3 to 6 hours. This extended response makes slow digesting proteins like beans especially ideal. They provide a steady, sustained release of amino acids, maintaining a consistent flow of nutrients that perfectly aligns with the body's slower muscle-building pace in later life. Modern science confirms the effectiveness of plant-based protein. If you're still unsure about the muscle-building potential of bean-based protein, let the science speak for itself. A comprehensive review of 13 clinical studies involving more than 800 people over the age of 60, published in 2023, revealed that plant-based protein, especially from legumes, can increase muscle mass just as effectively as animal protein when consumed in sufficient quantity and in the right way. The results were even more impressive when plant protein intake was combined with light resistance exercises, such as lifting small weights, using resistance bands, or doing simple movements like squats, modified push-ups, or stair climbing. The benefits weren't just about maintaining muscle mass. Participants also showed improvements in mobility, better balance, reduced risk of falls, and enhanced overall quality of life. Real-life stories that inspire. These results aren't just numbers on a lab report. Real-life cases are proving the visible effectiveness of protein from beans. In one study, a group of older adults consumed 18 grams of mung bean protein per day for 8 weeks. Even though they didn't participate in any structured exercise program, they still experienced significant increases in muscle mass and grip strength. An impressive 45% of participants gained more than 1 pound of lean muscle, while the control group showed no notable improvement. In another study, 84 elderly individuals, average age 85, living in a nursing facility, were given 30 grams of soy protein daily for 12 weeks. The outcome? They gained on average 3 pounds of total muscle mass, including 2 pounds of appendicular muscle, arms and legs, which are vital for walking, standing, and maintaining balance. What makes these findings particularly striking is that most participants were not highly active, proving that bean-based protein doesn't just help build muscle, it also enhances muscle quality independently of exercise. You don't need a big investment to maintain muscle, just a smart one. Sarcopenia is not an unavoidable fate. With the right nutritional approach, specifically by strategically incorporating plant-based proteins from beans, you can push back against muscle loss and retain strength, flexibility, and independence well into your senior years. For just a few cents a day, you can tap into the power of a simple, everyday food that modern science has now confirmed to be just as effective as meat or whey protein. Beans are a complete solution, effective, affordable, and sustainable for both your health and your lifestyle. Soybeans, the king of plant-based proteins. When it comes to plant-based sources of protein, soybeans rightfully earn the title of king due to their exceptional nutritional profile and perfectly balanced amino acid composition. 1 cup of cooked soybeans contains about 31 grams of complete protein, meaning it includes all 9 essential amino acids that the human body cannot produce on its own and must obtain from food. This is a rare feature in the plant world, and a key reason why soy is often regarded as nutritionally equivalent to animal protein such as chicken or eggs, and in some ways, it may even be superior. For older adults looking for an effective, natural way to build and maintain muscle without relying on red meat or commercial supplements, soybeans are a top-tier choice. They're easy to prepare, nutritionally dense, and naturally support muscle protein synthesis qualities that make this humble legume incredibly valuable. Other trustworthy candidates in the legume family. While soybeans are the most prominent, other types of beans are equally valuable, and you can absolutely combine them flexibly to create a diverse and well-rounded diet. Lentils. Provide around 18 grams of protein per cup, require no soaking, cook quickly, 20-30 minutes, are easy to digest, and have a mild flavor that pairs well with soups, curries, and salads. Black beans and kidney beans deliver 15 grams of protein per cup and are rich in anthocyanin antioxidants, which are especially beneficial in reducing inflammation and protecting muscle tissue from oxidative stress. Chickpeas offer around 14.5 grams of protein per cup with a firm texture and nutty taste and are easy to use in many dishes such as hummus, salads, roasted snacks, or soups. Split peas provide 16 grams of protein per cup, cook quickly without the need for soaking, and break down into a smooth, creamy texture, ideal for soups that are easy to chew and digest, especially for older adults who may have dental or chewing difficulties. By combining a variety of these beans, not only do you enhance the flavor and interest of your meals, but you also get a broader mix of amino acids and micronutrients, which boosts nutrient absorption and overall health. An economical solution. Beans cost a fraction of meat. For many older adults living on a fixed income, food expenses are a significant concern. And this is where beans truly shine. They are incredibly budget-friendly. 1 pound, about 450 grams of dry beans, costs only $1. But once cooked, it can yield 12 to 13 servings of high-protein meals. In contrast, the same amount of protein from chicken breast or beef would cost $15 to $20 or more per month, and that's just to meet your basic protein needs. That means by simply replacing all or part of your animal-based protein intake with beans, you could save hundreds of dollars each year, a substantial amount for those relying on retirement income or government assistance. Benefits that go beyond nutrition. Anti-inflammatory and heart protective. Unlike some types of red meat or animal-based protein foods that may raise inflammation markers in the body, beans have the opposite effect. Beans help lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, an inflammation marker that doctors often use to evaluate the risk of heart disease and chronic inflammatory conditions. One study found that eating just 1 serving of beans per day can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by 10%, a significant number, especially for older adults already dealing with conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol. Moreover, beans contain no saturated fat or cholesterol, which makes them a great ally in managing blood lipids and stabilizing blood pressure. The combination of anti-inflammatory effects, high fiber content, and key minerals like magnesium and potassium make beans a comprehensive, heart-healthy superfood. They support muscle building while simultaneously reducing the risk of common chronic illnesses in older adults. An eco-friendly choice for your health and the planet. Beans are not only good for your personal health, but also support environmental sustainability, something more and more people care about today. Producing 1 kilogram of protein from beans requires only about 1/5 the amount of water and energy compared to producing the same amount of protein from beef or pork. Beans also have the unique ability to fix nitrogen from the air into the soil, improving soil fertility and reducing the need for chemical fertilizers in agriculture. Switching to plant-based protein isn't just a smart move for personal wellness, it's also a practical action toward a more sustainable ecosystem. How to prepare beans to reduce bloating. Easier than you think. One reason many people, especially older adults, avoid beans is the bloating or indigestion they experience after eating. However, just a few simple preparation tips can eliminate up to 90% of the causes behind this discomfort. 1. Soak beans overnight. This is a crucial step to remove gas-producing compounds like oligosaccharides. Soak in clean water for 8–12 hours before cooking. 2. Add baking soda. Add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda per pound of beans while soaking to soften the outer layer and reduce digestive gas. 3. Always discard soaking water and rinse beans thoroughly before cooking. This helps wash away dissolved compounds that can cause discomfort. 4. Use a pressure cooker. Not only does this save time, but it also breaks down complex, hard-to-digest compounds, making beans softer and easier to absorb. 5. Add digestion-friendly spices. Ingredients like fresh ginger, cumin, bay leaves, or kombu seaweed enhance flavor while reducing intestinal gas. These traditional cooking methods have been used for thousands of years, and modern science now validates their effectiveness. Beans, a small food with big benefits. From nutrition to finances, heart health to environmental protection, beans are a well-rounded food that seniors shouldn't overlook. Soybeans lead the pack with their complete protein profile. Other beans like lentils, black beans, red beans, and chickpeas offer solid amounts of protein, fiber, and anti-inflammatory compounds. With the right selection, preparation, and combinations, beans no longer need to be seen as a boring side dish. They can become a sustainable foundation for a healthy, independent, and budget-friendly life after 60. Start slowly. A smart strategy to incorporate beans into your daily diet. If you're new to a plant protein-rich diet, especially one centered on beans, the most important principle is start slowly. Sudden changes may cause your digestive system, especially in older adults, to react with bloating, gas, or discomfort. The good news? Your body can adapt very well, as long as you introduce beans gradually and strategically. Week 1. A gentle introduction. In the first week, start with 2 to 4 tablespoons of cooked beans daily, divided into 1–2 servings throughout the day. You can add them to soups, mix them into porridge, combine with rice and vegetables. This allows your digestive system to gradually adjust. Top 3 beans recommended for beginners. Lentils, cook quickly, are easy to digest, and cause minimal gas. Mung beans, split green gram. Cooling and gentle on digestion, especially suitable for the elderly. Split peas. Soften easily and produce a smooth texture perfect for those with chewing difficulties. Once your digestive system begins to adjust, usually within 1–2 weeks, you can increase your bean intake by 2 tablespoons per week until you reach 1/2 to 1 cup per meal. That amount can provide 14 to 30 grams of protein, depending on the type of bean used. Benefits that go far beyond protein supply. Beans are not just an affordable source of protein. Each serving of beans contains numerous essential nutrients that support muscle health and the overall body. Magnesium and fiber, the dynamic duo for muscles and digestion. 1 cup of beans can contain between 45 to 120 milligrams of magnesium, a mineral that plays a direct role in muscle contraction and protein synthesis. Magnesium deficiency is common among older adults, often leading to muscle weakness, cramps, fatigue, and impaired recovery after physical activity. In addition, the fiber content in beans ranges from 6 to 15 grams per cup, supporting smooth digestive function and helping prevent constipation, a frequent concern in older individuals. Prebiotics and the gut-muscle axis. What many people don't realize is that gut health is directly connected to muscle health through what's known as the gut-muscle axis. The fiber in beans acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs. These compounds help reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, support amino acid absorption, and stabilize muscle mass. Anti-aging for muscles through powerful antioxidants. Dark-colored beans, such as black beans, red beans, and adzuki beans, are particularly rich in anthocyanins and isoflavones, potent antioxidants. These compounds protect the mitochondria in muscle cells, which are responsible for energy production and muscle strength maintenance. Combat oxidative stress, the primary driver of muscle aging and loss. Support post-exercise recovery, reducing soreness and helping older adults bounce back more quickly after light physical activity. Boosting iron absorption from plant sources, a simple yet powerful tip. Non-heme iron from plants is less bioavailable than heme iron from animal sources, but this limitation can be overcome by proper food combinations. The most effective and simple method: eat beans along with foods rich in vitamin C, such as red bell peppers, ripe tomatoes, fresh orange juice, strawberries, kiwis, or grapefruit. This combination can increase plant-based iron absorption by up to 300%, while also improving hemoglobin levels and physical endurance in seniors. Expert-backed strategy. Eat enough. Eat consistently. Eat smart. According to geriatric nutrition expert Dr. Stuart Phillips, who has conducted extensive research on protein and aging, older adults should consume 0.4 gram of protein per kg of body weight in each main meal. For example, a person weighing 70 kilograms should aim for 28-30 gram of protein per meal. To make this easy and sustainable, experts suggest using the Smart Plate model. 1/4 of the plate should be beans or other plant-based proteins like tofu or tempeh. 1/4 should be whole grains such as brown rice, quinoa, or oats. The remaining 1/2 should be colorful vegetables rich in antioxidants, vitamin C, and fiber. This method ensures not only a balanced protein intake, but also a wide spectrum of essential micronutrients for optimal health. Exercise strategy. Pairing beans with workouts for best muscle gains. Exercise is essential for preventing sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. But to maximize its benefits, the timing of bean consumption in relation to exercise is crucial. Eating beans or a protein-rich meal 2-3 hours before resistance training, such as brisk walking, light weightlifting, or resistance band exercises, provides sustained energy. Consuming beans again within 2 hours post-workout helps the body synthesize muscle protein more efficiently and speeds up recovery. This synchronization between light training and a bean-rich diet has been proven to create a synergistic effect, leading to faster muscle gains, improved strength, and reduced risk of falls among older adults. The key to success: sufficient amount, right timing, and diverse protein sources. To truly improve both the quantity and quality of muscle mass, older adults should pay attention to 3 essential factors. 1. Total daily protein intake. Aim for 1.2–1.6 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. A person weighing 70 kilograms should consume between 84–112 gram of protein daily. 2. Evenly distribute protein throughout the day. Avoid consuming all protein in one single meal. It's best to divide it into 3 main meals and 1 snack, with 25–35 gram of protein per meal. 3. Combine various plant-based protein sources. Beans combined with whole grains form complete proteins, while also improving flavor variety and enhancing amino acid absorption. The journey to building muscle with beans. Sustainable, safe, and effective. Building and maintaining strong, healthy muscle mass after age 60 doesn't need to start with drastic changes, pressure, or costly supplements. All it takes is to start gradually. Choose the right types of beans, cook them properly, and pair your diet with light physical activity. This sets a solid foundation for a strong, flexible, and energetic body as the years go by. Pressure cooker, a reliable assistant in the kitchen. If you've ever avoided beans because of soaking, long cooking times, or digestive discomfort, a pressure cooker is your perfect solution. This tool can cut bean cooking time by up to 75% compared to conventional methods, saving time, fuel, and effort. More importantly, the high pressure breaks down indigestible compounds, making beans softer, easier to absorb, and much less likely to cause bloating. Thanks to this, seniors can enjoy beans more frequently without worrying about digestive issues or long prep times. Batch cooking, creating a convenient and cost-effective protein bank. A simple tip to maintain a consistent bean-eating habit without spending time cooking daily is to prepare a large batch and freeze it in portions. Just once a week, cook 2-3 pounds, about 1.5 kilogram, of dry beans, divide them into small portions, and store them in freezer-safe containers or bags. When it's time to eat, just defrost and enjoy fast, convenient, and still nutritious. Think of it as your own personal protein bank. Freezing does not degrade the nutritional value of beans, in fact. It ensures you always have a ready-to-use, high-protein, healthy ingredient on hand without having to rush each day. Sprouted beans, small but mighty. If you want to boost the nutritional value and improve digestibility, try sprouting beans like mung beans, lentils, or green beans. When beans begin to sprout, their protein content can increase by 438%, and natural digestive enzymes are activated, making them easier for the body to absorb. Here's how to sprout beans at home. Soak the beans in warm water for 8-12 hours. Rinse them thoroughly and place them in a jar with drainage holes. Rinse again twice a day. After about 2-5 days, you'll see tiny tails emerging. That's when they're ready to eat. Sprouted beans can be eaten raw, added to salads, lightly stir-fried, or cooked in soups. They're tasty, nutritious, and very senior-friendly thanks to their enhanced digestibility. Canned beans, a convenient solution not to overlook. In times of busyness, fatigue, or when you simply don't have time to cook, canned beans become a reliable lifesaver. Just make sure to choose low-sodium varieties to minimize salt intake. One surprising fact many people don't know: the liquid inside the can, called aquafaba, should not be discarded. It contains protein and nutrients and can be used to cook soups, stews, or to thicken dishes. While canned beans may offer slightly lower nutritional value compared to freshly cooked ones, they still provide a significant amount of protein, enough to help maintain muscle mass and support energy levels. Inspiring story: Beverly and her life transformation at 80. Meet Beverly, 80 years old, who amazed her doctor after switching to a bean-rich diet. Without using weight loss pills or intense workouts, simply by eating beans regularly each day, she lost 14 pounds, about 6.4 kilogram, of belly fat, felt a remarkable boost in energy, and interestingly, she began sleeping less while feeling more refreshed. Beverly is living proof that it's never too late to change and live healthier. Her story inspires many older adults to believe that starting with small changes like adding beans to daily meals can lead to major results. The truth about plant protein: debunking the myth. Many people once believed that plant-based protein was incomplete or nutritionally inferior to meat and fish. But that notion is outdated. In reality, all plants contain the 20 amino acids, including the 9 essential ones. What matters is variety. By combining different plant sources like beans with rice or beans with oats, you can easily obtain a complete amino acid profile similar to animal protein. Moreover, recent studies show that older adults who consume plant protein regularly tend to preserve muscle mass better than those who primarily consume animal protein. This is due to plant protein's anti-inflammatory properties, high fiber content, and digestive support. Beans, a sustainable and long-term affordable solution. At only $1, 2 per pound of dried beans, each serving costs just a few cents, yet provides 1430 grams of protein, fiber, magnesium, iron, folate, and antioxidant compounds. Compared to expensive supplements or imported meats and fish, beans are the most cost-effective yet nutritionally complete solution. This is especially important for seniors living on pensions or fixed incomes, where every dollar counts and food budgets must be optimized without sacrificing health or quality of life. You don't need to follow complex diets or spend money on pricey supplements. All you need are beans cooked properly, eaten consistently, and included in your routine. With that, you hold a powerful tool to build muscle, boost energy, reduce inflammation, and enhance daily well-being. You can start at any age. The key is consistency, correct understanding, and smart choices. Beans are more than just food. They're a sustainable health solution that supports longevity and quality of life.